I'm Paddy Power, founder of and investor in ASX Sports, and I'm back to update you on some exciting developments at ASX, the fastest subscribed fund on the Spark platform to date. ASX Sports is a next-generation fantasy sports platform that is disrupting the fantasy and gambling markets by building a global digital infrastructure for sports stocks. By next generation, it means we trade live, and this is critical as over 80% of sports betting is now live in-game, yet no fantasy products are. Fantasy drives users to engage with betting. 60 million Americans play fantasy sports. ASX's digital infrastructure creates a social plus ecosystem where users become creators and owners of fantasy games and their winnings. Since the initial raise last year, the team at ASX have had a really busy 12 months, culminating in the launch of our revenue-generating pay-to-play fantasy sports games in the US market this month. Key amongst a number of achievements was the partnership deal with Sky Sports Rugby Pass to create the first ever live fantasy rugby game. And this allowed us to use the Six Nations Rugby Tournament as a testbed for our beta product and to successfully activate the first live in-trading sports fantasy game. And we chose rugby because we had the opportunity to gain exclusive access to the data with an eye on the 2023 Rugby World Cup, by which time there are expected to be 1.2 billion rugby fans. We launched our beta app on both iOS and Android in only 6 months with some really exciting milestones. And remember, this is only the beta. We gained over 20,000 app downloads of our beta product. We expanded from the Irish market into the UK, the US, South Africa, Australia and New Zealand. We received over 30,000 contest entries into our free-to-play contests across 5 sports and 10 leagues. And our app has been ranked in the top 100 sports apps for 11 different countries, including the US, Ireland, New Zealand and South Africa, and has an excellent rating of 4.9 in the Apple Store and 4.6 in the Google Play Store. We had over 1 million video views of our TikTok and Instagram accounts too, and now we've launched live pay-to-play and peer-to-peer social gaming contests for the US. So speaking of the US, I'd now like to introduce the new ASX President of Americas, Anthony Punteriero.
Anthony is a Stanford graduate with 15 years experience in the sports industry in the US, focusing on innovation, partnerships and fan engagement, working with many of the top teams across the major sporting codes, including MLB, NBA, NFL and NHL, as well as PGA Tour golf and ATP and WTA tennis.
Anthony here, coming to you from Miami Beach, where ASX has just opened its US offices. Florida is a really exciting place to be right now in terms of sport and investment, and there's no doubt that Miami is the crypto capital of the US. Sports sponsorship continues to flow into the region from crypto companies, with $3 billion being spent in the last 6 months. There is no doubt that Miami is the place to be. As Paddy said, we have just launched our pay-to-play game across 23 states here in the US, including Florida. And we've just engaged a digital marketing agency out in New York to help with that customer growth. Early signs look very good. Our cost of acquisition right now is at $20 and trending lower. ASX's live in-game trading fantasy game continues to revolutionize the fantasy industry here in the US. Every day, fans can trade their favorite players in all the big leagues, including NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NFL. We have also just launched our peer-to-peer game, which enables clubs and communities to create their own contests with their existing user base. What this does is allow them to fundraise for their club, but also an ASX initiative to develop the grassroots of the game and build a platform to move forward on. Our development team is also working on a new Stocks for Sports blockchain-powered index game that will be ready to launch this NFL season. The market here in the US continues to evolve from a regulation standpoint, with $43 billion going into iGaming, an opportunity that ASX is set to capitalise on. Our partnership with Rugby Pass and a successful Six Nations campaign put ASX as the leader in in-game fantasy trading for rugby. With our US launch, ASX will capitalise on this, being the global powerhouse in rugby and fantasy sports. Back to you, Paddy.
Thank you, Anthony. We're now offering you a chance to reinvest in ASX to allow us to capitalise on the opportunities identified and the work completed to date. ASX have built up significant gaming expertise across multiple sports. The in-depth quantitative sporting analytics knowledge acquired, combined with the proprietary trading algorithms developed for global soccer, rugby and US sports, means that ASX are well positioned to introduce further innovative offerings into the US markets and beyond. The team have also built payments capability for both currency and cryptocurrency, whilst getting regulatory approval to provide paid games in the US. Now we are looking for a small, limited investment to complete the developments of the Stocks for Sports games for rugby, NFL and Premier League. And and existing investors will get an exclusive first option before we open the opportunity to the general public.
So, why invest? Well, this is an exclusive opportunity for existing supporters to invest now, and we're offering a 33% discount on this to Series A fundraising round. This is an additional 8% discount on the previous round, and it equates to 49% more shares for your investment. This is the last pre-Series A raise we'll be doing ahead of a major fundraising exercise in the next 6 to 9 months. We have an excellent team in place, and we've built leading-edge proprietary technology. We're confident our clearly defined US market entry strategy will deliver high returns for investors.
Based on the major progress to date and our unique position in the marketplace, I'm happy personally to take the opportunity to invest again in ASX. I hope you join me.